The Oracle of Omaha Warren Buffett is an American investor who is renowned for his sound stock advice and CEO of the multinational holding company Berkshire Hathaway. Today in this video, 10 stocks Warren Buffett just bought and sold. What stocks has Warren Buffett bought and sold lately? Each quarter, all fund managers with at least $100 million in assets must publicly disclose their stock holdings to the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission via Form 13F, giving investors a rare peek behind the curtain at some of the world's largest and most successful hedge funds. One of the most anticipated quarterly filings comes from Buffett and his $870 billion holding company, Berkshire Hathaway Incorporated, ticker BRK.A, BRK.B. Here's a look at 10 changes the Oracle of Omaha made to Berkshire's portfolio in the fourth quarter. 1. Bought Chevron Corporation. Buffett first invested in U.S. oil major Chevron in the fourth quarter of 2020. Buffett sold Chevron shares in the first and second quarters of 2021, but a global energy crisis and Russia's invasion of Ukraine sent crude oil prices soaring to 13-year highs in 2022. In response, Buffett added to his Chevron investment in the first 3 quarters of 2022, but pivoted again and sold Chevron shares for several quarters. In the fourth quarter, Berkshire bought back about 15.8 million Chevron shares, bringing Buffett's stake back up to 126 million shares worth about $18.8 billion. 2. Sold HP Incorporation. Buffett first invested in computer and printer company HP in the first quarter of 2022. For decades, Buffett avoided the uncertainty of tech stocks like HP, but he has changed his tune in recent years. At one point in 2023, Berkshire owned nearly 121 million HBQ shares, but the stock has severely underperformed the S&P 500 since the beginning of 2022. Berkshire trimmed its HP stake by 77% in the fourth quarter, selling more than 79 million shares. Berkshire's remaining stake of 22.8 million HBQ shares is worth about $687 million. If past portfolio decisions are prologue, a severe reduction in its positioning here likely implies Berkshire will completely sell out of the position in the next few quarters. 3. Sold Apple Incorporated. In the fourth quarter, Buffett trimmed more than 10 million shares from his massive Apple stake, bringing his total investment down to about 905.5 million shares worth a whopping $174.3 billion. Buffett first invested in Apple back in the first quarter of 2016. Today, Berkshire's Apple stake is more than 5 times larger than any of its other public stock holdings and represents 45% of Berkshire's total portfolio. Apple's stock price has outperformed in the past 3 years, and it has been a home run investment for Buffett, generating a 669% total return from the beginning of 2016 through February 14. 4. Bought Occidental Petroleum Corporation. Occidental Petroleum is one of the largest U.S. oil and gas companies. Buffett has held a stake in Occidental since Berkshire helped bankroll Occidental's $38 billion acquisition of Anadarko Petroleum back in 2019. Berkshire's Occidental stake has grown to more than 248 million shares worth about $14.2 billion, making OXY stock one of Buffett's 6 largest stock holdings. Berkshire also reportedly holds $9.5 billion of Occidental preferred stock and warrants to buy $5 billion of OXY shares at $59.62 each. 5. Sold DR Horton Inc. DR Horton is one of the largest publicly traded U.S. homebuilders by metrics like market capitalization, homes delivered, and revenue. Buffett made a surprise push into the homebuilder market in the second quarter of 2023, and DR Horton was his largest brand new stake. Homebuilder stocks are a classic Buffett value play, and DR Horton shares trade at just 10.5 times forward earnings. A lack of U.S. housing inventory has created an attractive environment for homebuilders. However, Berkshire unloaded its entire 5.97 million share stake in DR Horton in the fourth quarter. 6. Sold Paramount Global. Paramount Global is a global entertainment company formed from the merger of Viacom and CBS in 2019. The company owns Paramount Pictures TV and movie studios, TV networks such as CBS and Comedy Central, and streaming platforms Paramount Plus and Pluto TV. Paramount is reasonably valued, priced at just 11.9 times forward earnings and 0.28 times sales, but Berkshire reduced its stake in Paramount by 32% in the fourth quarter by selling more than 30 million shares, bringing its stake down to 63.3 million shares worth about $936 million. Berkshire now owns about 10% of Paramount. 7. Sold. Markel Group Inc. Markel underwrites a wide variety of specialty insurance policies. Buffett has always loved the insurance business, and Berkshire has its own sizable core insurance operation. Buffett took a relatively modest stake of about 420,000 shares of Markel worth about $620 million in the first quarter of 2022. Berkshire reversed course aggressively in the third quarter of 2023, selling more than 312,000 shares and reducing its stake by 2/3. Despite Buffett's love of the insurance business, Berkshire continued selling off Markel in the fourth quarter. The company dumped all of its remaining 158,715 shares of MKL stock. 8. Bought. SiriusXM Holdings Incorporated. SiriusXM Holdings is a leading provider of satellite and internet radio services, largely to the auto industry. Buffett has been in and out of SiriusXM in the past, buying back in 2016 and selling out 5 years later only to buy back in the third and fourth quarters of 2023. In December, Liberty Media Corporation announced a deal to combine its Liberty SiriusXM tracking stock group, LSXMA, LSXMB, and LSXMK, with SiriusXM Holdings to form a new public company called New SiriusXM under the ticker Siri. Berkshire now holds 40.2 million shares of Siri stock, worth about $220.1 million.